going to be exploring Arthur Avenue, Bronx's Little Italy. We're starting in the one municipal parking lot that's next to Arthur Avenue. This is Sunday, February 27th. It's 11:30 a.m. It's about 39 degrees out, but it feels like 30. And we're exiting the parking lot and approaching Arthur Avenue, which abounds with Italian food. Restaurants, stores, bakeries, meat shops. Here's Madonia Brothers Bakery, over 100 years old. Hi, how are you?
This time, or
should we? For
here?
Yeah. All right.
I'm curious. Do they have sourdough here?
I don't know.
Yeah. What? When I get home. Yeah, Monday.
I was so worried that they were going to be out by the time I got
No lie!
That's a good job. That croissant and parts would be $5.
Oh, the rest of them? Yeah. Oh. Really? Besides the go a little bit, the rest of them, they're like sold.
Like so
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw the other day. You were the only one talking.
I see you.
Thank you. Bye.
And you know what? You said, oh, they were from...
This store is good, but closed. And then this store is closed today. We're on a Sunday, and so many of the stores are closed, unfortunately, but we'll still get what we want and what we need. There's always a fire truck parked on Arthur Avenue. Hopefully they're eating lunch or stocking up the firehouse. And there aren't too many shoppers out today. And a lot of the stores that are open now will be closed by 1 p.m. or just a little bit more than an hour from now. Our next stop is going to be Casa Della Mozzarella. Wait to be called. Go ahead. We're inside Casa Della Mozzarella. Prepared foods.
Miguelito, grazie.
Credit card? Yes. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Ciao, buona domenica. Botticini.
Okay, a thing of Borgatti.
One container Borgatti?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a small and large. Small fits like 12 and the large one fits 24.
Devo ora solamente quella misura.
Next.
Posso chiedere? Oh my god. Pareggio. Sai come state? Due piccole mozzarelle separate. Mortadella e mezzo pane. E voglio le melenzane pure.
Of course, not everything on Arthur Avenue and surrounding streets is Italian. But most of it is. Despite the numerous rules posted on this sign, none of them seem to be enforced here. All right. Having just purchased mozzarella and bocconcini and anything else.
Some Malden salt.
Oh. And our next stop is a pasta store. What's the name of the pasta store?
Borgatti.
Okay, Borgatti's pasta. They make it themselves in the store. Borgatti's. Borgatti's, raviola, and egg noodles.
This store is also occasionally.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's usually.
Sheets, get the sheets.
Is that what you're getting?
Yeah.
Or spaghetti?
Now it's garbage.
Oh, it's so cool when it falls. This is the way we done
Do we need any huge polenta?
That's your crate. Palette.
Oh, and gnocchi.
it. Oh, I'm sorry.
Nice selection of gnocchi.
Yeah. I think this is the church where Andrew plays. He plays every Christmas. And the priest just retired.
Yeah, why don't we have a thing here and I'll carry it? That's pretty heavy.
All right.
Yeah, now that I know that Andrew's
And now we're going to the pork store.
Right, pork store. How could I forget?
Is that one cash only?
No, they take credit cards.
Oh, I can get a tea off. I want to try it. I want to.
Tino, who grew up here, who also likes 20 million. Yeah.
Okay. Let's try it sometime. Like, I don't know, Vicky's birthday.
South Carolina. His wife.
Just like that guy buying pasta for his kid in college.
And that guy was wearing the same kind of jacket I have upstate.
Oh, Costco Mozzarella, here we go.
All right, back on Arthur Avenue, heading south towards the Calabria pork store. I wonder what they sell in a pork store. They make their own sausages, their own sopressata, hot and sweet. For a while, there was a branch of John's Pizzeria up here. The one in that's in the village and
John's Pizzeria.
Times Square, and,
Yeah.
and then they opened here, but it's gone now. Here's a decidedly non-Italian Avenue gyro or gyro. This is fairly new. I don't know what used to be here. 100 years of clams on the half shell.
Now they took the stands inside. I wonder if they had the nose earlier. There was a stand.
Yeah, there was.
And where is the market that opened?
I think it's past.
It's right here.
Like,
Right here.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just want to get a... I'll join you inside. I want to get a shot from over here.
you guys want to go in here?
Yeah. So this building, which is the city-owned Arthur Avenue Retail Market, let's see from a somewhat different angle. Anyway, this is as close as we can get to the opening shot during the opening credits of the 1955 Academy Award winner for Best Picture, Marty. Marty is a butcher who in the film works in a butcher shop in this Arthur Avenue Retail Market. Let's see if we can find anything inside that looks like the interior of the butcher shop in the film, even though that was filmed in a studio, not in the actual market. There are very few people here, and a lot of the merchant stands appear to be closed. Don't know if it's because it's a Sunday or it's pandemic related. So we're going to have to come back another day if we want pork snoots or pig's feet. So, mostly closed today, but you should definitely come back during the week. Oh, unbeknownst to me, until this trip to the Arthur Avenue Market, is they do have public restrooms on the upper level. The upper level being this wonderfully constructed stairway. She's still in there. Far from luxurious. Yeah.
But functional.
The sink was a slop sink.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't
Yeah.
experience that.
All right. Pork store?
And we didn't use like the public restroom.
Where is Zero Autonove? Is it
It's over there.
across the street? Okay. We got it. Zero Autonove, a good Italian restaurant across the street. Zero Autonove is Italian for the area code, the country code for Italy. Calabria's pork store. with soprasada in progress hanging from the ceiling. The first time we were in here, we were told that
Is this cash only?
the yes. No, it's credit card. Sorry.
I want to ask how much the big thing
The sausages that are covered in white are not ready to be eaten yet. But the ones that are covered in white eventually turn into these red ones. Hanging.
I can't have my identity revealed on infrared.
Oh, do we know what we want?
Yeah, I think we're getting.
and it's good with a little bit of that balsamic on it.
The other situation.
Yep.
Yeah, let's get the heck out of here. We're going to return to the parking lot.
Thank you.
So the big change in the last 10 years has been, you used to be able to enter this parking lot from here, from Arthur Avenue. Not anymore. There's not a lot of consistency as to whether these merchants take credit cards or just cash. Bianchardi's across the way is a pork store that takes cash only. But Calabria Pork Store, which we just left a few minutes ago, takes credit cards. Madonia's Bakery is cash only. But Casa, Della, Mozzarella takes credit cards. 0 to 9. The country code for Italy.
You're turning around, I'll get a picture. Come here, Bubby. I have to get a picture. You got Albert.
So the restaurant across the street is named Fiasco Restaurant. I hope that's just a family name and not a description of what occurs within. I've been to Arthur Avenue dozens of times to either shop the Italian markets or to eat in restaurants. But there are so many restaurants we haven't tried yet. Never been here to Ann and Tony's, but it's been here for a long time. Tino's Delicatessen across the street makes very good sandwiches. Let's see if it's open. Anyway, we won't spend a lot of time inside, but they do make great sandwiches. I did point out the restroom in the Arthur Avenue Retail Market, but if that doesn't happen to be open when you're here, this playground park does have a restroom building here. Also on Arthur Avenue, one restaurant we haven't mentioned yet, Dominic's, which has been here forever. We've eaten there a few times. The first time we ate there about 13 years ago, we were surprised. There's no menu. It's cash only. There's no menu. And we said, well, what do you have? And the waiter said, what do you want? Whatever you want, we have it. So we ordered a meal, big meal of what we wanted, and indeed they had it, they made it. Besides not accepting cash, only accepting cash, the check came to the table with just a single number written on it. It was our total. There was no itemization. There was no way for us to check that it was correct or not. We just had to trust the waiter. And we did exactly that when we came back a second time with an even larger party. if you see a tower sticking up in the distance, that belongs to Fordham University. We are approaching the intersection of Fordham Road. Fordham Road being a main east-west thoroughfare, and it cuts across pretty much the entire width of the Bronx. And after it passes the Botanic Garden and the zoo, the name of the street changes from Fordham Road to Pelham Parkway. And Pelham Parkway is, as the name implies, a multi-lane parkway. It's mostly residential. We won't see it today, but we'll do that on another walk. There are some really interesting parts to Pelham Parkway. So, we're leaving Arthur Avenue. We're at the corner of Fordham Road. We're waiting for the light to change, as we often do. Something you don't see in New York too often, a freestanding 7-Eleven as part of a gas station. That's something you typically only see out in America, not in New York City. So we're walking west on Fordham Road, and we'll point out the various ways to get to Arthur Avenue. There's a bus that runs the entire length of Fordham Avenue and Pelham Parkway. It's the BX12, and it runs in both a local and select bus service version. And the BX12 was the first bus route in the city to become a select bus service, or SBS route, where the buses make many fewer stops, and to expedite boarding, you're able to board at any of the 3 doors on a 3-door articulated bus. But as part of the select bus service system, in order to board through any of the 3 doors, you have to purchase the ticket at the bus stop before you board. You have to buy your ticket from a vending machine that's mounted on the sidewalk. We should be passing a SBS stop shortly, and we'll see one. So as we look across the street, we can see part of the Fordham University campus. This is the main Fordham campus. Fordham also has a satellite campus at Lincoln Center. And there's a local BX12 bus. This is also a bus stop, because we're fairly close to the city line. And there goes an a select bus service bus. They're painted different colors. But you can also board buses along Fordham Road that will take you to Westchester. Again, more of the Fordham campus. I don't know what it means by create your own masterpiece, and then in the window is a decal saying create your own pizza. I hope it's not like Kramer's idea, where customers go in and make their own pizza. We're going to cross quickly. The Fordham campus. And right next to the Fordham campus gate. Well, here are select bus service vending machines. You buy your ticket there by inserting a Metro card or coins. Get your ticket and board the BX12 through any of the entrances. Now, here is the Fordham station of Metro North. So this is one way to get to the Arthur Avenue area. And there's well, it's a real station with a waiting room. And an open ticket office. And this is the platform for going to Grand Central. If you were coming from Grand Central, you would arrive on that platform across the tracks. And the next train to Grand Central is in about 9 minutes. I don't think we'll wait for it. Okay, more Fordham campus buildings, Fordham University. And we're going to leave the Fordham station now. Let's take a different stairway up than we took down. We're walking under Fordham Road now. It's still part of the Fordham station. There was a sign on the window overlooking the tracks. I believe the sign is posted for the benefit of Metro North engineers, and it says 190th Street. So I don't know if Fordham Road was originally named 190th Street. Numerically, that seems to make sense, since earlier we were at Casa, Della Mozzarella, and the pasta store, which were on 187th Street, about 3 blocks below this. And don't know if the street name was changed from 190th Street to Fordham in tribute to the university. Don't know which came first. This plaza is home to the Bronx Night Market, which is an event that occurs, I don't know how frequently. I'm going to say at this point once a month, and many food vendors of various ethnicities set up their stands there. I haven't been here, but I do want to try it. Now we're going to be walking along a big, busy, vibrant commercial strip, Fordham Road. The way, you wouldn't know it now, but the 3rd Avenue L used to run along here. It used to run north, which is where we're looking now, to Gun Hill Road. This portion of it it ceased operating in April of '73. The elevated was torn down. It was replaced by a regular fare express bus that only made the same stops as the elevated. But now that route, the BX55, is just a regular local bus route. So, changes to this area since I was last here several years ago. I guess if you want any fast food chain, this is the block to come to on Fordham Road. Checkers, KFC, Krispy Kreme, Taco Bell. We'll wait. By the way, not so long ago, this vehicle was called the Taxi of Tomorrow. The city ran a competition about 15 years ago to come up with the next generation of New York City cabs, yellow cabs, and the winning entry was a vehicle produced by Nissan, and it had as its base a small delivery van that Nissan had already designed. You still see some of those vehicles being used as delivery vans in the city. For a while, every taxi owner was required to purchase the Taxi of Tomorrow, but it appears to have fallen by the wayside, and I don't think those vehicles are being manufactured anymore. I don't think there's a requirement for taxi owners to purchase that vehicle. I've seen new New York City cabs primarily being converted from Highlanders, RAV4s. I think the Taxi and Limousine Commission gives preference to hybrid vehicles. So not only a brick and mortar retail section. Formerly Cellino and Barnes, and of course Cellino and Barnes had a falling out, and then Cellino died. What can I say? If you want to reach the Arthur Avenue area by subway, well, as you can see, we haven't seen a subway line yet. There was, going back in the other direction, probably close to a mile east of Arthur Avenue, is the Pelham Parkway stop on the 2 and the 5 trains. But again, if you want to get to Arthur Avenue, you have to walk pretty much that part of Fordham Road and Pelham Parkway that cuts through Bronx Park. We're approaching the intersection of Grand Concourse. Here's the Grand Concourse Service Road northbound. And I guess the intersection of Fordham Road and Grand Concourse is such a busy intersection that they had to sink the Grand Concourse to pass under Fordham Road. And because this is Grand Concourse, it means that the D train runs underneath. Where's the entrance? There is an entrance here within a block of this intersection for the B and the D trains. Strangely, it's not visible now.
That's a Pelham. I have money on you. I have $100 I told you to put in.
No, you do that.
Yes.
Okay, you.
Yes. No, I lost the drive.
And when I was commenting before about the Metro North sign indicating that Fordham Road was 190th Street, we're at the intersection now of Fordham Road and 190th Street. The street just behind the bus is 190th. Again, go figure.
Tattoos, come inside. Tattoos and body piercings, entra. Tatuajes y perforaciones. Entra.
And you can see the elevated train crossing Fordham Road in the background. So that means we're approaching Jerome Avenue. And that's the number 4 train running above Jerome Avenue. All right. We're going to wait. Well, actually, let's cross with the light. I want to point out the Mexican cart. A taqueria on 2 wheels. And this street, well, forget the East Fordham Road sign, but it says Morris Avenue and Monroe College Way, which makes me want to think that Monroe College is somewhere up there. And if you haven't noticed already, as soon as we got off of Arthur Avenue, the predominance of Italian businesses diminished quite a bit. Say this area of the Bronx is really much more Latino and Black. And here's some banners advertising Monroe College, so I guess it is nearby. I don't know who Nilda Velasquez is. It takes an act of the city council to name a city street after someone. So it would be interesting sometime to see who all are named on city streets and what they've done in their lives, or what they had done in their lives to deserve getting on, to deserve getting their name on a street sign. Okay. The family was talking about that last night, about the secret menu and the build your own sandwiches at McDonald's. Only slightly less fun than building your own pizza. Well, if we heard those chimes, it's 1 o'clock, and it means that probably most of the restaurants and stores on Arthur Avenue that were open have now closed. Let's cross quickly, because we're going to begin a second distinct part of this walk. It's Aqueduct Walk. You can see that even though the garbage is placed in front of it. And this is looking north. And why is it called Aqueduct Walk? Well, here we go. This is new, or at least new in the last 10 years or so. And well, this will explain that we're walking above the Old Croton Aqueduct, which brought fresh water to New York City for the first time from upstate New York in 1842. And this was the beginning of the creation of a modern water system for New York. We're going to have to wait to cross again to continue walking on Aqueduct Walk south. I don't know how much further north Aqueduct Walk goes. I would like to explore that sometime, but not today. Okay. We're going to cross again. Yeah, this car. Thank you. And again, don't try this at home. Okay, and there we have a select bus service with its blue and yellow sign, or blue and gold sign. And here we are, Aqueduct Walk. And again, my pet peeve about operating hours on something that's clearly just a sidewalk. I mean, it's a path, and it cuts across several city blocks. So, what are you supposed to do if it's after 10 p.m. and you want to go for a walk?